The team meets the last of the new recruits.
This is Carrie. We actually have a history. She was on a team before, about 5 years ago or so.
This is my first shadow case. I'm very excited to see what goes on.
But she has the abstract?
See, that would be cool.
So she has all that.
Yeah, the one that spoke to you on the phone. Yeah.
Hi. Okay.
She's one that's good with getting names to the spirits.
When I was leaving the room where I sat it, when I turned quickly, I felt like I seen a glimpse of something.
The case looks promising, with lots of supernatural activity, but when the investigation gets unexpectedly cut short, what will the team find?
We just came all the way out here. I told her, did she think it was just going to be a 5-minute thing?
I noticed it too.
You noticed
She was
it?
like, so how long do you think it'll be? She kept asking that.
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll be?
The only really let down of the night was where the lady, we were kind of cut short on time.
So the spiritual side, especially for our research, felt rushed, and so we felt bad for that because we felt we did injustice on that.
I know, I understand that.
And for the first time, the general public gets to interact with the team.
This is August 18th. We are at the Psychic and Metaphysical Fair here in Marion, Iowa.
Personally, I have been doing readings for people for, I think this is my 6th year of doing shows like this for people.
I think it's fun. I have no comments.
We'll be back at Iowa Vericon for Paranormal Endeavors. We met these guys last year.
Overcome with sadness. The house is yellow without.
Really, for some reason, I couldn't place it, but I was drawn to that.
And some of the frustrations in the night as we were in.
When we first arrived, it came at a perfect time for water, and I'm excited for...
The idea of spirits underwater or actually in any other element is...
It was cool, had a lot of emotions in the beginning. I did feel things when I...
All right, for everybody here, I know that you guys have met Scoot and App over there. They're new and they went on their first case at your place last month.
Hi, this is my second investigation with the Paranormal Endeavors, and excited.
Well, this is my second investigation. I'm really looking forward to this one because compared to the first one, I'm hearing a lot of different things about the activity going on around here. My first one actually had quite a bit of activity, at least in my opinion. I saw things, I felt things, I thought I heard things, but I'm really looking forward to this one.
This is Carrie. We actually have a history. She was on a team before, about 5 years ago or so, for a team that I was on, or was a part of as well back then. And so she's still kind of wanting to do this and get into it, but there's not as much, I guess fair enough to say, not as much trust for just any team that's out there. For a long story there, but yeah, so she'll be shadowing tonight with us, and hopefully, it will give her a good time and she'll experience something.
This is my first shadow case. I'm very excited to see what goes on. I think I'm a little skeptical. I'm going to see how it goes. It's been a few years since I've experienced anything. On the other ghost hunting team, I don't think I experienced anything before the ghost hunting team on my own, or when I went out and investigated with a couple of friends, we've experienced stuff.
Yeah, so glad to have you here too with us. Okay, so for this case then I'll get right to it here. It's out in way extreme eastern, almost Illinois, eastern Iowa here. Apparitions being seen, orbs being seen, phantom music being heard, voices being heard out loud, names being called, so it might have some intelligence there. Objects moving, drawers opening, a mist in the bathroom, tobacco smell also in the bathroom area. It's been going on since the Kline moved in there about 5 years ago. Foul smell has been reported. And then also there has been teams in there before, so it sounds like they might not have provided all the answers given the closure that she's been seeking. So we're going to talk more about that with her once we get there and see what the other teams did. Been touched physically, and then also from a death in the property, there's blood stains that remain on the wood in there. So definitely all that stuff we want to take a look at. And then also for this one, as we've done it before, film versus digital experiment here. We have our film cameras here and see what shows up more so on film versus the actual newer digital cameras with all their special features and stuff. So, Kim, as our historian, is there anything really broad that you want to go over?
Couldn't find much other than when I talked to her, she told me about that she thought about the one death.
Mm-hmm.
And just a couple of experiences that I tried to steer her on,
Yeah. Did she give you a year? What was the house?
I looked that up. It was it was in the 40s. I don't know if it was 45 or 47.
Okay.
That's when it was built, so.
Okay.
But she has the abstract.
See, that would be cool.
So she has all that.
Yeah.
So I told her to have that ready, we wanted to look at it.
Definitely. Because that's how Charles City was. Sarah and I had a good time going through all that, because that was a strange abstract. It kind of skipped around, and it was very bizarre, but we had spent a while looking through that. Okay, so I think that will be it here. So we'll go ahead and get on the road and get over there, because it's a few hours from here, and see what we can do. They're open to the scientific and the spiritual, so do what we do best.
Well, I'm happy to be back after probably it's been about 3 or 4 months, but I'm just excited to experience all the sides of investigation and to maybe open up a little bit more and to experience a little bit more. So just excited to be here.
We talked to the homeowner. She had a lot of stories to tell us. I'd already started picking up on stuff as we went from room to room.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
American Paranormal Endeavors.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. This is Kim.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Spoke with her on the phone.
Yeah. Oh,
This is Alyssa. Yeah. And Scoot.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh,
And
wow.
Carrie.
We're loaded tonight. The more the better.
Yeah. Take a quick tour and just kind of go over some of the locations where things have been experienced before, or things have been felt. If there's things, that you might not see move, but you feel a presence. That's very common in a particular location. So we could just start with that. So wherever you want to take us first, or is there something that's going on in this room?
In this room, right in the middle of the couch, somebody, she's in a bedroom, she's got allergies tonight. She was sitting here, I was sitting here, and had my, just sitting comfortably, and something was messing with my foot. I says, Kate, she goes, it wasn't me, but something was messing with my foot. And it wasn't her, okay? And then we had another teammate come through, and they had electronic equipment was sitting right here, and it just started messing up. The lady said, that's never happened to my equipment before. Okay, now last week, I was laying here, and I felt a cold spot right here. and I was just dozing off, and it felt almost like it was wet, and it moved, it alarmed me, but there was nothing there. It was a weird sensation. I never felt anything like that. Just cold.
Yeah.
No fan on nothing. So that's what went on there. Okay. Under this carpet, I just moved the stereo before you came.
Oh,
Under here.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. And what, you had mentioned it briefly, but what had happened here?
Okay. The neighbor next door, she knew the family, and the guy had a chair right here, his favorite chair. And he bled to death.
She showed us the blood stain on the floor under the carpet. That was different.
Here. By the time the ambulance came, it was too late. But they took him, and she said she was a lot younger, and her dad wouldn't let her come over because the carpet was blood soaked. So yeah. And I only found this when we moved here 5 years ago. I took up all the carpeting, and that's when I saw that.
Yeah.
You know if he had a stroke or a heart attack or...
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He was a violent man, that's all I know. It's in the abstract, so.
Is that Frederick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone could have hurt him, or you don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what went on. I don't know if it was self-inflicted or I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something to definitely see if we can focus on. Sensitives. See if we can get something from him.
There was a lady head right about where you're at, right where your head is. When I woke up, a lady's head right there. And it was like, you know what Barry Lincoln looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, that it wasn't her, but that's who.
That look.
That look and
That
that
era?
period. Yeah, and she was gone.
Okay.
Okay, and then I've seen a red orb right here, about grapefruit size right here, and I think it was last year. I was watching TV, just dozing off. I had a fish tank right there. My fan was here, was on. There wasn't a light on. My light was off, but so electricity, everything went off, on, off, on, off and on. And I thought we were having a bad storm. And I get up and everything's fine. It's just my room, because we've got on the stove in the kitchen. It's computerized, so when electricity flashed, everything was fine. It was just my room. It's a full-bodied apparition of a woman. I don't know who she was.
A different woman from the woman over there.
Yes.
To your knowledge. Okay.
She was dressed in 60s clothing, and she was just kind of bent over and just was thin. And I thought there was someone there, and then all of a sudden she was gone. Okay, and I smelled cigarette smoke in here before. We don't smoke at all. And I smelled a fresh cigarette in there before. Okay, and I have used the K2 meter here, and I've gotten in contact with something here before. Okay.
I was going to ask you about previous teams. You said you've had some in here before. What was this? Were you here with them every step of the way? Okay, that's one thing we want.
The last one that was in here, we had. Which door is it? This one was pulled open. Okay. It happened a year ago. We heard a noise. We were just in the kitchen around the corner, and Kate looked. She said the door's open. They had to pull. I mean, it takes a tug, and you just tap back in. That has happened like 3 more times over a 24-hour period. Okay.
Did the previous teams ever have a bunch of evidence that they would find here? Because it sounds like there's a lot of visual stuff that you would think would be able to be captured because it's.
They caught men's voices and a female voice, and they did catch an orb in my bedroom.
Okay.
After all I've seen, I was disappointed they didn't catch more. But
Yeah, that's what I was telling
Yeah,
the
I
team
know,
about.
like-
It seems, but that's the way it usually goes.
Oh, okay.
So that's very common, actually.
Okay.
And that's your basement?
Yeah.
Can you go down in your basement or?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we finally got here and arrived. We went through locations with the homeowner. It was quite a bit of activity, actually. It's been reported here. Amazing amount, especially a lot of visuals and objects moving, sounds heard, and stuff like that. Things that we can actually catch on recording devices and stuff like that. So for the scientific part of things, it could be fascinating to see what we get. And then for the spiritual side too, already getting a few things.
When I'm in there, I turn the light on. Okay?
Yeah,
And she's heard noises, and I've gotten something on the K2 meter in there a couple times, and she's heard someone knocking.
In male voice, do you hear male voice?
Uh-huh. And I said, what'd you do? She says, well, I opened the door so they could come in, come through. I'm like, okay. But that's what she heard down here more than once. It's been probably within the half a year ago she heard that. For some reason, I saw a man hanging from a rafter. I have no idea what it means. I don't know why I saw that. I just did.
This case, it in the beginning, it had a lot of. I felt like it had some potential to it. You know, Karen was she was taking us through the rooms, and you know, showing us the rooms and where the activity was in the rooms, and she, you know, had mentioned a lot of orbs that were present in different rooms and things like that.
So at this point then, thanks for giving us that. We'll see what more we can pick up on the spiritual side a little bit later and as we go along, but do the equipment set up and get it started here.
Okay,
So,
okay.
All right.
That's good.
And how many cats?
5.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's got 2 with her, and the other ones are hiding.
Okay, all right. And keep in mind too that there's moths or there's insects flying around too. So for cameras, you know, don't think it's something when you're watching the monitors.
During my setup, actually, I had my first actual experience with something. Like, it was very strange. As I was setting up in the basement, I actually seen a figure of a man. And at first I thought it was my eyes playing tricks on me, but I'm pretty sure I saw what I thought I saw. And it shocked me, but I'm not going to, you know, back out because I saw something. So I hope to see something else.
You said something happened to you?
I was downstairs putting one of the motion sensors up. When I was leaving the room where I sat it, when I turned quickly, I felt like I seen a glimpse of something. And earlier, I forgot her name.
Ken?
No, Karen.
The client?
Our client, Karen. I'm sorry, I'm not good with remembering names. But she brought up a balding man that she had seen. And I don't know if it was my eyes playing tricks on me or something, but as I was turning, I seen a figure of a balding man. And then I looked back, and I was looking at that area for a while, and what I seen, there was no colors or anything of what I seen. So I'm like, okay, it couldn't have been like just a quick turn, eyes playing tricks, blur.
Was it, did he look like possibly a Latino or anything like that? Or could you tell?
He was clear, like...
Oh, clear?
He was clearly white, but... Yeah, balding and he was chubby.
Okay.
Chubby face. Like, it was really weird, but like it was a quick, like when I turned, like it was clear, I seen a round.
Yeah.
It was like clearly a head, round, balding head.
Awesome.
Slow enough for you to see it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't go running out freaking, so that's good.
No, I was about to though. Like,
well,
I'm sure you guys seen it.
The fact that you saw something's a good thing. This thing's blinding me, I should say.
No, I thought it was my eyes saying, okay, this is what you want to see.
You get more used to that with field experience. The more investigations that you get to, I mean, it doesn't ever reach really a point to where it's like, oh, hey, hi, how are you? You know, once you see your apparition, it still has that shock value, but I think it desensitizes to a certain degree with the more experience that you have, because then it's like, okay, I'm walking down here, I'm expecting something to come around the corner, and then usually when you say that it doesn't, or when it does, then it's not as surprising, but it's still cool. If that makes sense. Like, it's toned down where you're not like, oh my god, I just, you know, it's not like that anymore.
I felt like, because my heart was racing, I was just like, go upstairs, don't do anything, just go upstairs. But as I was going up, I turned back, I was looking at the area, and I was like, okay, because I seen yellow.
Okay, alright. Well, definitely hurry up here, get set up, because I'm getting eager and anxious and antsy, so thanks for sharing your story.
Okay.
I went downstairs. It was me, Carrie, Jason, and Af. And we split up. Af and Jason went into the back basement where I felt the man. And me and Carrie, were in the one area where the pool table was.
Okay.
There are lights going off back there in the camera.
Is somebody down here with us? Can you give me a sign? Make a noise? My name is Kim. This is Carrie. And this is Jason. We're not here to cause you any harm, just like we
Would anybody like to speak to us?
Is this your safe area?
In the EVP sessions, it was Af and myself, and then it was Kim and Carr in the other room. But since, you know, I'm trying to find out what this whole purpose is for myself, you know, with opening up, you know, and stuff, and you know, actually communicating or connecting with spirits.
If there's anybody present with us currently right now, feel free to communicate.
If there's anyone here, could you give us any kind of sign?
Lights going off in channel 2.
What's happening?
Channel 2, the lights are going off. The beeping? Does that mean there's movement? No one's in there.
The beeping. There
Like,
shouldn't be any beeping.
No, not
on.
beeping, but like the blinking, yeah.
Only, well, if you guys are in there, that will set them off.
Well,
but
no one's in there.
If they're on when no one was in there, then that could be motion.
Everyone's in the other part of the basement right now.
Oh yeah, right now. Yeah, I didn't see two right now. Nothing that I know of has gone on in there.
It was cool, had a lot of emotions in the beginning. I did feel things when I first got there. In the basement, we saw a flash of light. I'm not sure what that was. We actually saw it twice.
Kim and Carrie kept thinking that they were seeing some flashing lights downstairs, like a camera flash. And as I couldn't find anything in the evidence to help back that up, they maybe did see what the client claimed to have been seeing too, but I had to keep in mind that we did have our motion cameras set up throughout the basement, so it just wasn't anything that I could include in the evidence, even if there was a flash.
Like you said, we're not here to harm you, and
Can you make the lights?
Okay. Are you mad that we are here?
Can you make a noise for us? Like a knock or a tap? Like... Can you move the bell for us? It's near the blinking lights. Are you mad that we're here?
We were getting cold spots over in the corner, and I was feeling like the man down there, and then I felt a woman also.
Or till whenever Kline lets us out.
What do you want done with this camera here?
We're here to help. We're here to see why you're here and what you want with Karen.
Alright, for any beings or other individuals who may be present with us, just want you to be aware that coming here just to attempt to communicate, okay? Don't mean any kind of harm or any kind of disrespect or anything like that. Just want that to be clear. Are you a woman?
Again, does it bother you that we're here?
Probably. Should two of us go in the other room?
Yeah.
Who wants to join me?
I can go with you. Try to sit on the floor though. I want that. Well, somebody needs to take the camera.
In there?
Yeah, because there's a camera in here. But
Oh, there-
Oh, there's a camera in there. Or not.
You two can go then if you want. I
Yeah,
guess
there's-
figured.
Yeah.
Camera in that room. What do you want me to do?
Just go in there with the camera.
I'm gonna sit in that chair back here.
Just sit quietly for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Yeah, no questions for 5 minutes. It's probably about 1 o'clock, and we're just gonna sit here and see if we can open up and get into.
Might go downstairs and check on her. If you want to come with.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What? You guys sound like you got louder. Did something happen?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, you can louder. There was a big flash over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I took a picture of us. Yeah.
So, like the story she told, like a flash.
Oh, she said there was a flash?
Oh yeah. She said there's several flashes in several different locations that look like cameras coming in from.
Can you make the bell move for us?
Okay, you're down here. I'm going up.
Okay.
You want to trade spots?
Do you want to watch the?
Yeah, I'll go watch it.
Hi, my name is Scoot. I can't hear anything you're saying, but our equipment can. But maybe another way you can communicate with us is if you could give us a knock.
I don't know if we got anything in the other room, but I forgot what I asked. I asked if they liked music and the light went off. And I was like, yeah, and then it went off again.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Alrighty.
Well, that's
Like,
good.
It goes off for questions, but it won't like touch the bell or give us any other
Yeah.
sign. It's probably like one of the weaker ones.
Why don't you draw on the personal aspect about, are you the one I saw? Why did you show yourself to me? You know, stuff like that. Work
Yeah.
on what you had experienced. And go ahead whenever you're ready.
Alright. I thought I seen a man down here earlier. Was that you?
I feel like a brief warm spot again. This is a little bit different. Usually we get cold spots, but... Did you say something? We're back in the quiet. What happened?
Oh, good lord.
What's up?
I think we need to, like, she keeps on hinting that she's tired and it's asking out.
Oh. Kim had come down then with some surprising news. It appears that we had to end our investigation sooner than we had planned.
We just came all the way out here and I told her, you know, did she think it was just going to be a 5-minute thing?
We started feeling rushed, and she's like, well, how long does this take? We were like on a time schedule, which we weren't aware of.
For some personal reasons, the client was starting to want us out as soon as we could. I talked to her. I got us an extra 20 minutes or so for the spiritual, but only 20 minutes for the spiritual. So we ended our scientific.
Yeah.
Like really, really,
Huh?
like really big hints.
Did you notice that?
I noticed it too.
You noticed
She's
it?
like, so how long do you think it'll be? She kept asking that.
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll be?
Well, I'm gonna head upstairs.
I
I'm
just
gonna check out
wanted
her
to know,
bedroom.
maybe.
Yeah, we can just go right in the spiritual side.
Okay.
And so we had to condense 2.5 hours down to 20 minutes. So I'm hoping that we can still get some things in the spiritual side. We can still pick up on some things here. Try my best. I know Kim will as well. And just see what we can get in a very short amount of time. It's unprecedented for endeavors. So we're going ahead to do our spiritual side of investigation. And this is as a team effort here, everybody. So we have Kim, Carrie, Af in there, and Scoot, myself, and Jason in the other room here. Alright, and then the Kline is with us as well.
Yeah, right.
Real quick here, since I had to before we go into our last session. It's just the form that assigned.
What is your name? Do you want us out? Is this your space? Eric, why don't you start asking?
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine. The K2 right here. Alright, tapping into the spiritual side now. Some of us had the feeling of, or got the impression or image of a man down here. It's kind of upset, somewhat territorial. What we're trying to figure out is why, or what the reason is for that.
I heard a woman twice.
Yeah, that's what I thought I'd heard earlier.
Same.
Is there a female here as well now?
Millie? Millie or Molly?
Let's see if I can do my channeling thing. What I do with this is if there's any words or any kind of visions or anything that come to my mind when I flush out my mind, then I announce it out loud and see if we can get on some kind of a right track with what could be going on here. I got instantly a card, like casino. Was there gambling maybe? Did somebody lose a bet? Did you get anything really through that?
I was standing there, and I felt a female presence right there. And as soon as you started talking, black, and the whole energy shifted just from me, but it just felt negative, like angry or something. Just felt bad, so I moved over here.
And that's what I'm working on there. I think at least one of the females here is tied to him.
Millie or Molly?
Is there a Millie or a Molly here?
Are we all?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because I figured you definitely wouldn't be there.
I'm really not hearing anything.
No, this is more of how it should be normally, actually, if you think about it. We just have better luck in other places with it. You gonna show yourself and come out when we leave? Is that how it is? Not interested in communicating with us, you're gonna do it on your own time. Despite the hurdle tossed at us of shortened time for the investigation, I'd say the case overall, it went well. Just as always, I have to go over the stuff here and see what we did get, and hopefully with the shortened investigation we will still find something.
So she said we had 20 minutes to do a spiritual side. Well, I'd already been getting shutting down because I felt rushed and her energy was, I was picking up her energy, I guess you would say. So, we really didn't get much on the spiritual side because we had 20 minutes. Eric pulled out some stuff. I felt some stuff, but it was different.
We didn't really see or feel as much as last time. Got the feeling that there were multiple people walking around the rooms, but that was more toward the very beginning. During the spiritual session, there wasn't really as much activity at all. It almost felt like they were flat out avoiding us. Didn't feel like they wanted to communicate, and this was probably amplified by the fact that we kind of had to get rushed out.
This case started off really well on the scientific side, but halfway through when we started doing the spiritual side, we actually got it cut short because, we had a rush and we didn't really do much.
Investigation overall it went pretty well. Got to meet some new investigators and got to know them a little bit. Spent a little bit of time on the road, and the only really let down of the night was where the lady we were kind of cut short on time, and I was thinking to myself, are we really going to get enough evidence here and stuff like this to I'm not really sure what kind of evidence Karen wanted and what she was wanting out of the whole investigation. I just hope we got enough evidence.
It was a little slow for me to have as a first case because I didn't have that many emotions. I would come back and do another investigation with paranormal endeavors.
Well, we wrapped it up and just ended the spiritual side, and then we'll go over our evidence and see what we have there. Traditionally, we try to keep it within a month's time after. On the spiritual side, just kind of to give a general thing, and we can't say everything until we have all the evidence gone over, but picked up on at least a total of 4 individuals here over here. There's 2 up here and 2 downstairs primarily. The male presence that was kind of territorial is downstairs, and then we heard a female when we were down there too, so it seemed like there might have been a woman downstairs as well, because we heard that with our ears and through the ghost box, right? And then up here, female in this room, there was that presence, and that was really heavy when we first got here too. So So kind of feeling of being watched. And when I was in here, there seemed to be more of a male presence, but it was different than the one downstairs, if it made sense. I don't think it was. He kind of is downstairs a lot, but he does move around a lot because we'd enter in a room and then he'd be gone.
Okay.
So was there anything else you want to throw in on that?
Did you look at the abstract or anything?
Yeah. Did you have that real quick?
Or can
Or a Molly.
Molly, Millie.
Another George.
I was gonna throw that name out there, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's all right.
Ray and Fred.
Might not get that validation immediately.
Well, no, I don't. I didn't do too much look.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me look at that.
Oh, sure, no
They're
problem.
cool though. So, it'd be nice if every place we went had one. Okay. We'll take off then here. If you do happen to find anything, I mean, we pretty much did sweeps, multiple of them. So,
Yeah.
But if there is something that shows up, just
I know I
let
couldn't
us
miss
know.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys are good with all your,
Mm-hmm.
your sensing, and I mean, you're good, real good.
Yeah.
And so you're the best team that we've had. Well, we've only had maybe 2 others, but I was just
Well,
really
thanks. That
impressed.
does
Yes.
mean a lot
Thank
to
you.
us. So.
Is there any way to give you referrals
Oh yeah. Yeah.
on your site or something? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Okay.
do that too.
I was very proud of our team. I was very proud of everyone, especially the new members. They did an awesome job. Av had her first experience seeing the man sitting down in the corner. I was very impressed with everyone.
It was a great experience.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
If you ever want us to come
Thank
back
you.
again, just let
I
us
might
know.
want you to come back again sometime. And maybe have a longer, session or something.
Yeah. And we can also shift it up earlier too to where we're here when it's still even sunlight out.
And possibly less members, so
Oh, that's possible.
yeah.
That's true too. I
Or
wasn't sure
like-
exactly the size of the house, but I mean, 6 of us were.
Cramped. Cover more space.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay.
take our leave
Well,
here.
thank you. Have a safe trip home, you guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for having us back here. And in case that night, as we ideally would have wanted to spend a little bit more time, hopefully we'll get
I
that
know,
sometime.
yeah.
Maybe if we'll come back sometime.
Yeah.
But, so the spiritual side, especially for our research, felt rushed, and so we felt bad for that because we felt we did the injustice on that.
I know. I understand that.
But all the pictures from the 35 millimeter didn't come up with anything amazing. They came out pretty clean and clear. So, which it's a crapshoot. You never know. You have to be in the right place at the right time.
Okay, yeah.
All right, the evidence that we caught at Davenport location for the short amount of time that we were there actually made it kind of balanced out that trip for us because we were kind of disappointed going all that way out there and actually spending more time traveling on the road than we were at the investigation. This is kind of a bittersweet reward, finding as much as we came across in that short amount of time that we were there. We're just like, okay, taking a look at that. And they're in order. This is picture 1, and then there's picture 2 and picture 3.
That one, she said she saw a man standing here.
Yeah. And that could be.
Yeah.
That could
Okay.
be.
I just remind me of that.
Yeah. So this one's your copy, so you can have that for your record. It has all that evidence on there. It's just a little flash drive. You can just take this off and then you plug it into a computer or a laptop, and then it pulls up just like I did.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So we give every client a copy of their own because we feel fair,
That's cool.
But thanks for having us over, and hopefully we're made you happy with our findings.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely happy with that.
Yeah. All right, 2012 has been a pretty busy year for paranormal endeavors. There's public events that are held throughout the nation. and we were able to make it to a Mid-South Paranormal Conference. We were able to make it to Lexington, Kentucky for Scarefest, which was pretty awesome. It was my first time showing up there. And also as an event in Marion, Iowa, which is more local. That was first time going to that. Well, it was the first annual event, first year of that one, and they're planning to do it again. We are at the Iowa Paracon 2012 here at the Farrar Elementary School, as Alex said before, good old Farrar. And we're here all day and just seeing some people and our friends in the paranormal community. I was just at Mid-South Conference like 2 weeks ago, and then another thing last weekend. So it's been pretty busy August for us. Brought both the interceptors out today and then show people, and it's a pretty good time. What do you think about this?
I think really.
Gotta talk loud.
I think it's fun. I have no comments.
She hates the camera today, but she looks good.
And people are staring at us.
And then we have our colleagues in the field here. Come on over here, sir. They're creeps with a Z. And just say something about yourself real quick too. Where you guys are based out of?
Based out of Kansas City, Kansas, and it's good to be back at Iowa Paracon and of course Paranormal Endeavors. We met these guys last year. Check out the gadgets. Check out the innovation.
Yes. Would have brought more, but this is what I have here today.
But that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So keep up the great work.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming to Iowa Paracon. And
thank you. Yeah, I hope to team up sometime too. And the host of the Marion event wanted me to speak. I've been guest speaking before at some other events as well. Alright, this is August 18th. We are at the Psychic and Metaphysical Fair here in Marion, Iowa. It's actually a pretty good turnout here. We have our booth here, as you can see. And Big Daddy here made it here too as well. So it's a pretty good turnout. Should be a good time.
This is the Psychic and Paranormal Expo, and it was on August 18th in Marion, Iowa. And this is our first annual event that we have done this. We had 45 vendors, and we're not even sure how many we had through the door, but we're guessing it was more than 600. So we're going to have to figure out a way to do a count later.
That's very impressive. That number of vendors and the number of people coming through for your first time.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I know the community has a huge support for this, and we knew that it would go well, but I had no idea how well it would go.
Yeah.
So we're just absolutely honored.
A nervousness at some degree where it's like, there probably won't be too many people coming, or be a flop, or won't make our money back.
Yeah, but we did well.
Did great. Yeah, that's good.
Personally, I have been doing readings for people for I think this is my 6th year of doing shows like this for people. Obviously, I've had the gift all my life and just decided to use it about 6 years ago.
Thank you for having us out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, and we plan on doing this again next year, so hope to see you then.
Paranormal Endeavors. Eric is a paranormal investigator with kind of a little different twist. A lot of the things that you see on TV now kind of really focus totally on the scientific. Eric and his team have also incorporated that into what they do.
But I knew I wanted to focus on something this time that was pretty important, and that's the spiritual aspect to the investigations and what to look for and consequences of doing it and ignoring it. And so I wanted to go over that stuff with the crowd.
Eric Kline.
If something always goes wrong, it's usually technical related. And that's usually my experiences. Last presentation I had, we didn't really have any good sound, and so nobody could hear it. So it's usually something, and as much as we'd like to blame the spooks, it's probably not always their fault.
So it did turn my camera in here earlier.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, as she said, I'm Eric. I'm actually leader of Paranormal Endeavors, which is a group founded in March of 2010. And we do the spiritual and scientific part of the research. We're dealing with spirit. Not all of them are, I use the metaphor, grandma knocking on the fridge. They're not all individuals that you may have known. You're going into a place, especially a public place or a place that you don't know, whether it's a client's house or something like that. They can only tell you what they are experiencing. Doesn't mean that there's something, that's, there might be something dormant something there that you might overlook, and that can sometimes be costly and affect you. I always encourage, especially when you're working with spirit, to make time to meditate. You know, when you're working with spirit, especially being empathic, that accumulates. And over time, it will wear you out. You'll be drained. It actually can influence depression. Most people don't know this, but most of the psychics and sensitives and mediums in the world are actually depressed. Human Dazirad, to kind of sum it up, is a form of channeling in a way, and just clear out my mind, as I said on there. Put my hands in the air like this, and what it feels like, honestly, is if you hold two magnets that are saying two positives together or two negatives together, you feel that force. There's so much focus on negative. People going out, Hollywood movies mainly focus on negative, demonic, all this kind of stuff. People forget the other side of things. Angels, you know, angelic manifestation. And I strongly believe, case 8 here, which I'll show you a clip from, was one of those moments where angels came out. And I had talked about one incident that had happened back in chapter 1 with the in Indiana. There's angels in that room, and it's important, if nothing else is taken away today, that you remember that if there's negative, there's positive. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, when you were connecting, when you were speaking, and every time you connected with me, your aura was white, and it spiked all the way to the ceiling. And then as we were coming back down, we'd get quiet, and then again when you connected with me, your aura is white again, boom, right to the ceiling. I mean, it was like zoom, like a jet. Contemplating of not coming in, my husband told me, oh, you need to go because you'll be more comfortable in there, especially with the experiences you had. And I was walking around, and all of a sudden I came over to your booth, and you weren't here, but I just felt like I needed to go and see your presentation, and it was just riveting. It was connecting with me in every like